Dating Justin Bieber is the dream of a young boy from Powell River who's facing major heart surgery. How his friends and family are coming together to make that dream come true. Later on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
We're inside the car.
He's only a child, but he may have saved a life.
He's just staring there with his eyes open. Okay.
Meet a 7-year-old hero tonight on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
Blueberry growing season always starts with a bang in the Fraser Valley. But this year, some Langley residents are hoping the boom of cannon fire won't be the soundtrack of their summer. Today on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
Real estate prices keep climbing on Vancouver's west side, and that's affecting UBC students despite more on-campus housing. How wealthy buyers are affecting rental property. Coming up on CBC News Vancouver at 5.
And we do know that she was in the crosswalk at the time.
A female pedestrian is in critical condition after being struck at a Burnaby crosswalk. She was hit by a transit community shuttle bus. We'll have more on the police investigation on CBC News Vancouver at 6.
She got hundreds of prescriptions. Pharmacists gave her thousands of pills. Go Public asks how doctors and pharmacies failed to stop a narcotics shopping spree. Today on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
It's the seller and the buyer that we're also apprehending.
A salmon fishing ban on the Fraser means rising prices for sockeye and a spike in black market fish. How the DFO is fighting back to keep poachers from having run of the river. Today on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
The popularity of Lower Mainland hookah lounges is growing rapidly, especially among young people from all cultural backgrounds. It may be tradition, but is it healthy?
It's not really harsh on the lungs. It's very kind of refreshing.
Today on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
12 years ago, students at John Oliver protested for a lack of seismic upgrading, and they're still waiting for action.
The big one hit right now, we don't die because the building would fall apart.
Today on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
Vantech has a problem. Not enough females are signing up for phys ed. Their unique solution in getting women in the gym.
Zumba, group fitness. It's realistic. People are gonna fall in love with that.
Today on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
Cocaine and opium might be the two most obvious problem drugs entering BC, but you might be surprised by the third, the danger that ketamine is increasingly posing to teenage users. Today on CBC News Vancouver at 6.
It costs $13 to fix potholes like this. Pretty inexpensive. So far, they've done 9,000.
It keeps us busy.
Vancouver's war on the pothole. Today on CBC News Vancouver at 5:30.
Some say it's a model for socially responsible enterprise, but now it's become the target of vandals.
I'm not angry at them at all. I'm sad.
Why the owner of Save On Meat says they're missing the point. Today on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
How are we going to get our kids across Cornwall safely? Vancouver is considering new bike lanes in Kitsilano to make it safer to cycle to Jericho Beach. But what will it mean for regular traffic? Today on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
Across Canada, Idle No More is gathering momentum and capturing headlines.
For too long, we have been idle.
How demonstrators are making their voices heard in Vancouver. It's coming up on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
I think of it as a giant puzzle piece.
They've come from across the country for this special training exercise. While these soldiers are getting ready to fight back when Mother Nature gets nasty. Today on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
The new 8-lane Portman Bridge offers a huge increase in capacity. But will it move traffic or just move the traffic jam? That's coming up on CBC News Vancouver, starting at 5.
When Canadians go public, we get results. Have you been wronged by a company or a public agency? If you're ready to hold them accountable, email me your story. Go public at cbc.ca.
I'm Chris Brown in Seattle, where it's high times for the state's marijuana growers as they transition from an illegal industry to one that's regulated and controlled by the government. Next on CBC News Vancouver at 6.